So I've been doing this thing lately where if I want something, I put it out into the world. That is actually how I ended up with a lemon frost leopard gecko. I uploaded that video already, and if you're interested in watching it, I'll include it in the links below. But I've been doing this more often. So when I posted my 10 amphibians I'd like to have video, I included that I wanted African dwarf frogs, and I actually got reached out to by someone who is a fan or supporter or friend of mine, and that person said that they had 3 African dwarf frogs they were looking to rehome, and it just so happened they were in the Chicago area, and it just so happens I'm a couple hours from Chicago, and it just so happens I was planning on going because I go every year to Tinley Park. So it worked out perfectly that I was able to go and pick up these frogs and bring them home. It's been a dream of mine to have a beta for a few years now, but I don't like supporting pet stores, so I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to find one on Craigslist. It's been years of waiting, but I'm happy to report that literally while I was setting up the tank and it was cycling, which is fine because I had cycled it with stuff from another tank, so it was like ready to go, but while that was happening, I checked Craigslist, and locally to me, someone posted that they were rehoming their male beta fish, and I was floored. I was floored. So I messaged them, and the exact same day I met with them and I got the beta. And he's beautiful. He's exactly what I would have wanted if I were to have gotten one from the store. He's an all white, I don't know how it's pronounced, plakat or placket, I'm not sure, it's P-L-A-K-A-T. He's a faster swimming beta because his fins aren't super long, and that's exactly what I needed. So I'm super, super happy to reveal all of the animals and my 10-gallon fish tank that I set up. This video is going to be a little long because I was going to split it up into like, look at this tank tour and then look at the inhabitants, but I was like, nah, I want to put it all in one. So this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a tank tour. So me setting up the tank, and then you're gonna get me getting my beta, and then you're gonna get me getting my frogs, and I also got a couple snails. And so I will reveal all their names to you now. We have Kakashi, the male beta. We have Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, the African dwarf frogs, and we have Sai 1 and Sai 2 for the snails. I only wanted to get 1 snail, but I ended up with 2, so Sai 1 and Sai 2. Anyways, please enjoy. I rinsed the sand in that bucket, and now I'm just gonna let it sit and settle down at the bottom. The tank will get filled tomorrow when I take a filter out of my axolotl tank. They have quite a few filters, honestly, that are both bigger than they need. So I'm gonna take a filter out of his tank, out of Harry's tank, and put it in this one, and it'll already be filtered and cycled and ready to go, and then I'm gonna have it running for about a week, and then I'm gonna pick up its inhabitants. So a couple months ago, I redecorated and redid my axolotl tanks. I never posted a video about it because I've been having problems with that driftwood. As you can see, the water is still very dark, and it has been months, and before that I boiled it like 7 times, and the color is still coming out of it. This piece is fine. This piece, when I boiled it, came clear. That piece did not. But I wanted to show you something kind of cool. So I had a Nubius Nana, and I took some rubber bands or hair ties or whatever, and I wrapped it around, and as you can see, it has grown into the wood. How cool is that? Also, why is it not focusing? What is happening here? Oh gosh, is my camera wet? Anyways, how cool is that? So, this is gonna go in the aquarium that I'm currently... What is wrong with this camera? Alright, I think I fixed it. Okay, anyways. So this is the piece I'm concerned with, that literally does not stop leaking. And it's a gorgeous piece, so I'm really upset about it. But it too has grown in here. Focus. Okay. It has grown in, so I'm gonna have to remove it, which makes me really sad. So it's kind of dark over here, and the camera won't focus for some reason, and this is like really cloudy because it's set up and still, you know, settling and whatnot. But here's what I have so far. I've got 1 plant in the front. Got a huge plant here, a little plant here, and like a medium-sized plant here. We got the driftwood with the 3... Oh, I got water on it. With the 3 little Anubias Nana, my favorite live plant because it's like impossible to kill. We've got a sponge filter that came from Harry's tank, so it is already cycled. The driftwood also came from Harry's tank, and so that has some of the healthy bacteria growing on it along with the plants. And this came from Ron's tank. So this tank should be good to go in like no time at all compared to, you know, having to cycle a tank from start, which is terrible. This is an aquarium heater because the inhabitants of this tank will require heating. I haven't actually used an aquarium heater in a long time because all of my aquatics are currently liking cold. And then I have a background just to, you know, make it look nicer. and I'll hide the cords behind it. Over here we have the cord setup, so this is the pump right here, and then the heater isn't plugged in yet, and the last thing I have to do is get a screen topper, and I'm going to silicone acrylic on it so it's like not going to rust or anything from the water. I have to use a screen topper because apparently these frogs are escape artists, and I've had issues with that in the past, and I'm going to take every precaution possible to make sure that that's not going to happen again. So I'm going to go ahead and get the aquarium safe silicone, put the acrylic on the underside of the 10-gallon lid, and then I'm going to put it on, and the very last thing I'll have to do, cleaning out Ron's tank, is put this on there. This is just an extra hood that I had laying around, and this is a regular bulb, and this is what I've been using to grow the Anubias nana in Harry's tank. Look how gold it is. God, I hate that. But anyways, I'll give a more in-depth tour at the axolotls when I finally figure their stuff out. I'm going to the store tomorrow to grab some stuff for Harry's tank. But anyways, this is what I've got going, and I will update tomorrow when it's actually not cloudy and when everything is settled, and when I can get a better look at it myself, and also when the light is on. So the reason I'm using a sponge filter is because this species likes to have slow-moving water, and as you can see, that's really not moving anything down here. Nothing is moving. So it's nice and still. The only surface moving is right there, and then even over here, there's like barely any movement, so that's really great. And also, sponge filters are incredible. They're inexpensive, and they have really healthy bacteria cycles. They're great for cycling tanks. They're literally my favorite. I absolutely love sponge filters. I use them in all my tanks. This tank has 1, 2. This tank used to have 2, but that was one down there. And there's a sponge filter right there. Anyways, I'm gonna go now because I have to finish cleaning this. So this is my aquarium currently. I'm sitting kind of far away from it right now, so it's kind of hard to see. But there are some dirties from the driftwood that I need to suck up, you know, because they're making the sand look ugly. But other than that, it's clean, it's running, it's cycling and doing all its stuff. And I actually was planning to put 3 male guppies, 3 African dwarf frogs, and a snail in here, but the rarest of rare things happened, which was someone posted on Craigslist an ad for a beta, which literally never happens. The beta is like a rehoming situation. Literally never ever happens. Ever. Like ever. I mean, I've looked for years. So again, like all of this weird kismet stuff is happening, but it's a gorgeous beta. It's exactly what I'd want if I were to have gotten one. And so I reached out to the person and I was like, yo, I want your beta. I don't want the tank though, so is that cool? They said yes, so we'll see what happens with that. If I get the beta, great. If not, I'll put my sister's guppies in here. People are concerned about the feeding. Like, you know, betas can be aggressive during feeding time, whatever. I plan to hand feed all of them. So I'm really not concerned about that at all. I'm gonna have a little eyedropper with worms and things in it that I will be giving to the frogs, and I will also feed the betta fish that way as well, because I don't like messy tanks. I don't want food all over the bottom, but I still want to get a snail, so I have to find a snail somewhere. I don't want to buy one from a pet store, but I don't know where else to get one, so we'll see what happens. But that's the tank. I still think it needs like maybe another plant or so, but I kind of want to keep it open because I want to be able to see everyone. There's a little bit of a hide there underneath of the driftwood and, you know, in the leaves themselves, but I really would like to get maybe like another thick plant or something. But anyways, that's the tank, and I'm gonna clean off some of the dirties off the bottom, but other than that, that's the tank. And the heater is back there and it's working perfectly, and we've got all the, you know, fake plants, which are nice and soft and not going to hurt any froggy feet or any beta fins. We've got the Anubias rooting. These 2 are already rooted, but that one up there is still rooting. Needs some work. I'm actually gonna like tuck him in a little bit more. And then there's the driftwood, and you can see the roots down there. How cool is that? Oh my goodness. Anyways, I have to clean this off too. It got like squigglies on it. I don't know what from, but there we go, that's everything, and I'm gonna clean the bottom and then good to go. Oh, and I realized I forgot to explain the lid situation. So here is a like reptile terrarium lid, a screen lid or whatever, for a 10-gallon. I adhered a acrylic sheet. It was actually one of the old gecko door bookshelf door things. I don't know why I just said door twice. But I used silicone in the corners to adhere it. There's little water droplets, but it's not actually wet. No water's coming out of here. It makes for actual safety. Like a betta isn't going to jump out of here, the frogs aren't going to climb out of here. It's very secure, like it's kind of like it's not snug in the front, but it's very snug in the back where the cords are, and it's not going anywhere. And here, I'll give you like a better look. There's a lot of moisture on top. So there he is, beautiful. I can't wait to put him in the actual tank, but right now he is adjusting to the temperature of the water, so there's no shock involved when I put him in. But I know he's in like the actual cup that comes from the pet store. I'm wondering if that means that the former owners actually like didn't have him that long. But anyways, there it is, there he is. And I'm thinking that I'm going to name him Kakashi, because I'm thinking about naming the frogs Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. And I'm thinking that if I get a snail, I'll name the snail Sai. I think that's a cute little combination there, because I like how all the names are related. But anyways, look, the bottom is dirty again, because I had sifted it up before, so I'll have to do that again sometime in the next couple days. But it's not dirty, it's just from the driftwood. It's fine, but anyways. So, letting him adjust, and then we'll put him in, and I'll show you guys how he enjoys swimming around. He was in a 5.5 gallon before, well cared for, and I'm really happy about that. And this is a 10 gallon, so I'm hoping he enjoys the upgrade. Look how badly, oh, Jackson, settle down. Look how badly he really just wants to break out into this tank right now. So Kakashi is mad as hell because he is in his little cup waiting, because I know that it's better to put the betta fish in after you put all of the others in. So here he is chilling while these 3 African dwarf frogs and these 2 nerite snails get acclimated to the water temperature. And then when they go in, I'm going to give them a little bit to explore, and then I'll put Kakashi in. Little nerite snail is doing his little feelers, trying to get out. The frogs are just like, something strange has happened. I see a tank, but I cannot swim into it. And then as you can see, focus, the bottom is like a lot cleaner. There's not a lot of little brown stuff. Like I said, it's growing off of this driftwood, which is why the snails are going to come in mighty handy. Again, my camera is not focusing. What? Anyways, I'll show you guys them in a minute, and they're in the tank. I'm in the process of naming them, and yes, I fully intend to tell them apart. The little one right here that doesn't have eye bands that go across her nose and behind her eyes, that is Sakura. Then these 2 are going to be a little bit harder to tell apart, but they'll be Naruto and Sasuke. Also, not frog, snails moving around quite a bit. I need to get a better look at those 2 before I can name them for sure, but that one is Sakura, and then the other 2 we'll figure out at a later time. So I know that this one right here has 2 dots in the middle of his head, and this one has more than 2. It's kind of hard to see, but I can see. That might actually be the identifying factor. Okay, so we'll do the 2 dots will be Sasuke, the little one with the eye bands that don't connect, Sakura, and the big one with the many dots in the middle of his head will be Naruto. So here we have, focus, 1 frog, 2 frog, and then one of the snails kind of just like fell right around here, the little horn nerite, which hasn't come out yet, and then the other nerite is right there, kind of hard to see, but it'll be easier when I have the light. And then we've got another frog up here getting confused because his friends are not over there. Now let's see if I can tell them apart. So, let's see. Oop, I spooked you. My bad. So we got Sakura back there. And this one is Naruto. Which means that one is Sasuke. Why is it not focusing? See all the little like brown they're kicking up off of the driftwood? It's not dirt, it's like fungus that's grown on it, which is completely safe, but it's brown because it's on the driftwood, like it's taking up the tannins of the driftwood. So the tank isn't dirty, it's just this piece of driftwood that needs some TLC, which the snails, hopefully, will make happen. Alright, we'll let you guys explore for a few minutes. Hopefully your friend Sasuke will find you, kind of just like in the anime, him doing his own thing, but hopefully he'll find you guys. And then we can get the show on the road, and hopefully Kakashi will not be mean to you. So the snail, I only intended to get one of, but then I saw them both and wanted them both, so I figured I would get both, but I intended to just get one, and it was going to be named Sai, so now we have Sai number 1 and Sai number 2. So this is Sai number 1, and the itty bitty guy over here still hasn't woken up yet. He is not focusing. Anyway, you can kind of see him. He's Sai number 2. But this snail is moving. We still got a frog over there, Sasuke. It's kind of hard to see. There he is over there. Still hasn't come about yet. And we've got Naruto right here. And we've got Sakura over here. Hi, sweetie. So Kakashi is back in. We've got one Froggo, and then one Froggo over there, and one over there. And snail back there fell upside down. He's now shell down and face up. This snail has not even woken up yet. Just chilling, I guess. So I decided to redecorate the aquarium. I just cleaned it, so that's why there's all these little bubbles here, but I think it looks really good, and the Anubias are doing really well. In fact, that bright green leaf is a completely new sprout. And there's one of the snails, sign number 1. Kind of hard to see because of the lighting. And there's a frog, another frog, and there's one behind the leaf as well. And then I also have our other little tiny snail I saw earlier, so everyone's doing really, really well. And there's Kakashi swimming to his heart's content. So I got a snail to clean up my driftwood, and okay, first of all, that is a lot of poop. Snails poop a lot. I forgot like how much they poop since I haven't had them in a long time. But the snail's on the driftwood right now doing its cleaning, yes. But the thing is, Kakashi, Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke, who are like 2 of them back there in the corner, but yeah, they've been eating off the driftwood. Like, I'll see them sitting on it, eating the little growths. Like, you can see a little bit of growths right there. Tiny little bit. But like, I've been seeing them doing that. I'm like, what did I get snails for? Who knows? To poop a lot, I guess. Hey guys, sorry the angle is weird. You're just kind of sitting on top of my bookshelf. One of my gecko bookshelves, actually. The one between the windows. Anyways, I just want to update and say that there's a couple things that I didn't say in this video that I should have said. One, I have had fish tanks before, so I'm like well versed in cycling and the maintenance of a tank and what can and can't live together. 2, I did a lot of research before getting my betta fish and my frogs because I know that they can sometimes not be good tank mates, but Kakashi is the absolute best betta in the world. He doesn't flare. I've never seen him flare, not once. And if anyone's gonna be like, is he a male? Yes, he's definitely a male. You can tell that he has the gills underneath there for the flaring, but he doesn't do it. And also, the frogs and him, they get along so well. Like, Kakashi doesn't bother them. They all eat together, which is like something I wasn't planning on. I was planning on hand feeding, like I said in the beginning of the video, but when I put food down there, they all eat together. The frogs eat, Kakashi eats. I've never seen anything like it. Like, they all do so well together. And I know that sounds like hard to believe because there's so many stories about bettas being really aggressive and not getting along. So that's why I want to put this like caveat in there that you may not have this good of an experience if you get bettas and African dwarf frogs together. You may definitely have a worse experience. But I don't know how you could have a better one because I'm having a really great experience with them. So I'm super, super happy because I really didn't want to have to set up another tank, but I definitely would have if they didn't get along. But fortunately, they do. Kakashi just swims around all day long having his good old time. The frogs are really great. They're very active. Everyone gets along really, really well. Like I said, they even eat together. So I just wanted to include that yes, I have kept fish tanks before, so I don't go through the whole process in the video of like how to cycle, how to this, how to that, because I've done it years ago. My dog Zach is crying in the background. Fantastic. But before I had reptiles, before I had like this whole pet room, I had a bunch of fish tanks. I had 5 fish tanks at one time. I know how to run fish tanks. I know how to cycle them. I know all like the ins and outs. So that's why I was pretty confident when I jumped into getting this fish tank because it's not a first time thing for me. And Kakashi's not my first betta either, so I have experience with bettas. But, yeah, I'm just really happy everything is going so well. That's all there is to say. I have wonderful snails, I have a wonderful betta, and I have some wonderful African dwarf frogs, and let's go to the outro. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked my aquarium and all of its inhabitants. If you liked this video, please leave a like. If you want to leave a comment, please do, because I'll get back to you in the comments. It's my favorite thing to do. And also, please subscribe. I'd love to have you here. And last but not least, check the links below for social media, Patreon, merchandise, and email, all kinds of stuff. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!